Alright, we're back again. Good evening sa inyo. Happy Tuesday. And welcome back again for the gameplay of our Lost Judgment. Sorry, na-late tayo. Medyo napasarap ng higa si Daddy. At hindi makulimlim kanina kaya ang sarap-sarap matulog. So kaya, hey, shoutout Kevin Medina. Daddy Retro 19. Baka 21. Baka 21 yun, Kevin Medina. 19 ba yung sinabi ko doon sa sa tutorial? Parang hindi yata. Try mo check ulit yung video. Baka nagkamali lang yan. 21 ang ano ko Daddy Retro 21. Pero yung sinasabi mo, ang gamit ko talaga sa NBA, ano bang hinahanap mo? Yung FIBA o yung PBA? Ang PBA ko yata is PBA OB. Yun yung, hindi yung PSN, hanapin mo yung Pero ang ano ko, Daddy OB 21 or Daddy Retro 21. Hindi 19 21 na lang alam ko Baka may problema na naman sa sa server ng 2K. Kasi minsan ako hindi ko rin pag gusto kong maglaro, minsan hindi ko rin ma-search yung sarili ko. Doon sa kasi pag ibang account yung ginagamit ko. Bawa, kasi ginawa ko siya sa US account. Tapos gusto ko i-continue doon sa may Singapore account ko. Pag sinesearch ko ayaw, kaya tuloy naglalaro na lang tuloy ako ulit sa US account ko. Kaya nga inabot ako halos half ng season dahil sa na yan Thank you na-appreciate nyo. Pasensya na kayo kasi hindi ko naman alam yung mga stats nila Kung gusto nyo baguhin yung mga stats nila, kung sino yung mga magagaling dyan. Kasi ang ginawa ko, bawat team, yung kinopya ko lang yung stats nung kung ano yung nasa team na yon. Ano ba? Si Clarkson, yung stats niya sa ganitong sa Utah or saan man. Yun din yung nilagay kong stats niya. May old PBA teams kaya yung dating Manila Cat yung sila James Yap. Nandun si James Yap. Kung natatanda niyo sa PBA, ewan ko kung sarado na yung kung sarado na yung 2K22 na server kasi gumawa rin ako doon ng PBA nandun sila James Yap sa Rain or Shine. Don't forget to like our live stream, guys. Thank you very much. And don't forget to share na rin. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Tapos para yung mga uniform sinearch ko lang din yun tapos siyempre hingi ng credit sa mga gumawa ng ng uniform dahil hindi naman ako ang nag-create ng uniform nila. Roster lang ang kinreate ko doon.
Kowana is pursued by RK, the crime ring running Kamurocho. Determined to prevent any more deaths, Yagami searches high and low for the handyman, but the search leads to a maze of dead ends. As the situation becomes dire, a lifeline appears at the other end of a phone. The caller offers a lead, one that expires too quick for comfort.
I only showed up at your bar so I could ask you about Kowana. Does this mean you want something in return?
We'll get that sorted out, if you promise to meet me alone. No, I won't be at Survive for long. If you don't make it in 10 minutes, you'll never hear from me again.
10 minutes? Narasan ako ng walang Survive is the entertainment to heroin. Hey, let's go. My story, go to Survive. Layo. Taxi naman. Sayang din kasi XP.
Guys?
Shout out Tweet B Song. Salamat sa pagbisita. Good evening. Twing, twing, twing.
Really, guys? And stay down. If you hadn't. Really, guys?
Yagami-san, glad you could make it.
You the owner of Siren?
Yeah, let's take this to the bar. Follow me.
Starving. I'm starting to feel it. Pretty tasty, thanks.
ありがとうございました。
So I hear you're a Kamurocho detective.
Yeah, and you're a distant relative of Kawana's. Can I ask your name?
No need. This'll be the only time we meet. But to Kawana-kun, I guess you'd call me his uncle-in-law. Everyone's got a dumbass uncle in the family. And that's me. After all, I'm ex-Yakuza.
Based in Yokohama?
Yeah, the Seiryu clan. After I got out, I looked after the shop for 20 years. Till today.
You mean Siren, right? What'll happen to it once you've skipped town?
None of your concern.
Fair enough.
Guess you detective types can't help but ask questions.
So you two are related. I noticed you didn't mention Koana being an alias.
Oh. Done your homework, I see.
His real name's Kitakata. At least that's what the Kamurocho thugs called him.
You're trying to see if I'll give up his name. That's not why I'm here.
Okay. Why did you call me exactly?
Well, you see, Koana-kun wanted me to stop by his office and grab something for him.
Such as?
A pack of cigarettes with a lighter inside. Thing is, it was gone by the time I got there.
Don't you mean a USB stick made to look like a lighter? Let's not beat around the bush here.
See, I figured you'd grabbed it.
So of all things, Koana wanted you to pick this up?
Yes. And he prefers to keep that content private. So, if you could just hand that over.
Now I'm curious. Care to tell me what's on here?
Would you hand it over if I did?
No. I'd still need to confirm you told the truth.
Can't you tell Koana-kun's backed into a corner here? Asking an old man to help was his only choice. Let's be honest. I couldn't take that thing from you if I wanted to. All I can do is appeal to your sense of decency.
Well, I've gotta say, that's more persuasive than threats ever would be. But if you really want me to give this up, at least let me see Koana.
I'd consider that, but he's already long gone. He was ready to cut out at the drop of a hat.
If that's the case, unfortunately, I'll need to hold on to this. A high school teacher was killed by the thugs that went after Koana. Her name was Yoko Sawa, a young woman dedicated to her career. I had met her while investigating the murder of a student teacher. But while trying to get her side of the story, I ended up running into Koana outside her apartment. Do you know anything about this woman?
I don't.
You're really drawing a blank? You don't know anything about criminals coming all the way from Kamurocho just to get at Koana? Do you at least know how they're connected to Sawa-sensei?
Again, that's a negative.
And this flash drive's my only concrete lead. If it's so important to Koana, he should have come himself, rather than send a middleman.
Don't be so hard on him. I'm the one who taught him all his tricks.
Are you saying Koana's ex-Yakuza too?
Nah, he was just your average civvy before all this. But circumstances as they were, he had no choice but to go underground. That's when he came to a Gene show, and I took him under my
Shout out
wing.
to the 3 active viewers.
I'm
Don't
the
forget
one
to
who
like our live stream.
suggested the
Thank you very much.
handyman
And
thing.
don't forget to share it
But he
also.
took to the
Thank you,
underground
thank
with
you,
real
and thank you very
gusto.
much. Yeah.
What do you mean, gusto?
I'm not just talking him up. He had good reasons for diving headlong into the shadows.
Good reasons. Care to give me one or two?
You'll understand once you see what's on the lighter. Both Koana-kun's past and his purpose. That takes care of everything I have to say.
Not sure it's such a good idea for me to just let you leave.
Thinking about stopping me wouldn't be wise. This joint doesn't take kindly to that behavior.
That's why this is the safest place in Ijincho, huh?
Yep, and I'm glad your face is the last one I'll see in this city.
Pa yan, lighter na flash drive.
What a waste.
Sasagasaan pala. Grabe.
Really, guys?
Yagami,
Oh, great. It's Claw Guy. You were with the Yuma, right?
they say you brought your little posse from Tokyo. You I couldn't trust an outsider.
Posse? Wait, don't tell me you think I'm RK. They're not even close to me. Hey, Testo, you
Gulo
got
na
this
naman
all
ang salita
wrong.
mga to ah.
Let's see what you got.
Asan sila ano? Ay, ito. Kami lang ako kakampi rito. Wait na. Yan naman to. Laban din. Ayop yan. Marksman! Tayo lang ang pag-asa. Walang wala. Pepsi Cola eh.
Come on, man.
Tapos ko lang ito sa preso eh. Ano ba yun? Come on.
Damn it.
Come on, man. Who paid you to jump me this time?
These Kamurocho douchebags show up, strutting around like they own our city. Then I hear some teacher chick gets killed after a break-in. Fuckers. Someone let him into Ijincho, right? Right?
Look, I can see why you're pissed. But you figured coming after me was the answer?
Figured I could at least try beating a few out of you. Office visits ain't my style.
You gotta appreciate that not everyone plays by gang rules, man.
What I don't appreciate is Kamurocho trash. Now why are they here, Yagami?
I'd like to find that out myself. But I'll tell you this much, I'm not your enemy. I was first on the scene of that murder. I knew the woman personally. The culprit is RK's leader, a guy named Soma.
Shit, you serious? Then why's the rest of his crew here with him? Lot of muscle just to ice one lady.
They're after a local handyman, Kawana. You know him?
Yeah, matter of fact, I do. Why they want him so bad?
I'm looking into that now. Which is why they're still after me. Not to mention they stabbed my partner. So the more you get in our way, the slower this'll go.
Gotcha.
You understand then?
How's about I make you the deal of a lifetime? So long as RK's messing around in my city. I don't mind calling you a brother.
Really? Just like that?
Sure, but I get to be Aniki, of course.
You really think this is selling it?
What you're missing here is the Liumong never target a brother. So now, if anyone lays a finger on you, the Liumong's taking their head. Same rule for all the ladies here in Ijincho. Anyone gets fresh, they become fresh meat. You with me on that, brother?
Oh, this is gonna take some getting used to.
Besides, making you a brother is the only way we save face for getting our asses handed to us, you know?
Now the truth comes out.
Anyway, let me know if you get any intel on RK. Especially where that chicken shit Soma might be. Just shoot me your location and it's done. We'll give that teacher her peace. By torturing him to death.
Kape na kayo.
I was just thinking of calling you, Yagami-shi.
Walang iya kayo, nandiyan pala kayo sa loob.
I heard Kaito-san got stabbed at Siren.
Is that true, Yagami-san? What the hell happened?
Look, I promise I'll fill
Kaya
you in,
pala
but
ako
right
nga
now
pala
I really
nasaktan
need
pala si
Tsukuro's
Kaito.
help.
With what?
I found a USB drive at Kawana's hideout. It was disguised to look like a lighter. We have to know what's on it.
So, Kaito-san was attacked by that Soma guy too?
Yeah, while we were chasing Kawana, Soma popped up and got him right in the gut. Almost got me too, to be honest.
You're saying one guy almost single-handedly took down the Yagami Detective Agency?
It's true. And right after, I got a call from Kawana's purported relative who wanted me to hand over the flash drive. Apparently, what's on it will tell us Kawana's true identity and goal.
When I open it, all I see is one data file.
Of what?
It's a video. I'll hit play once you guys are all ready. You good?
Damn, what's on there? I can't take the suspense.
Let's make it full screen.
Holy shit! Dumbass, so did I. Come on, Mitsuru. Quit being a little bitch. I told you to take it in the face. Alright, let's do it over again, okay? Suzuki, make sure you're getting this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna really fucking nail him this time.
Smile. Ready when you are.
Hey, get your ass back here. Mitsuru, what did I just say about being a bitch? You asked for it. I'm gonna have to punish ya. Punishment! Punishment! Let's hear the punishment song, everybody! Punishment! Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Mitsuru-kun Strip Show! Stop! You little shit, did you just kick me? Huh? Too late to get tough now, Mitsuru. Show us what you got.
Don't struggle now. We want to see. We gotta get this all on camera. Aw, isn't this just the most pathetic sight?
Oh shit, he's pissing himself!
Ew, that's so nasty.
Disgusting! Oh, look at this shit! Get out of here.
Sige, sabihin nyo na yung video na yun. Yung maiksi na yun.
These little shits are the worst.
One of them said something about Mitsuru Kusumoto stripping?
Yeah, he was Sawa-sensei's classmate. 13 years ago, he jumped off the roof of Kurokawa Academy.
He's Reiko Kusumoto's son, right? Vice Minister of the Health Ministry? 30 years old and still in a coma. It seems we've stumbled on private video footage of Mitsuru Kusumoto being bullied.
And it was on Kawana-san's secret flash drive? Why would he have this?
I don't know. But his uncle said it's our lead to Kawana's real identity and motivation.
Huh. Just a moment. This frame gives us a good look at the key players' faces. Why don't we try gleaning what we can from it?
Sounds good. Let's dig in. Suspicious. What the? This girl recording the bullying on her cell phone.
Someone said her name in the video. Suzuki.
There's another familiar face. So it all comes circling back to her, huh?
Right. This Suzuki girl has a different name now. Yoko Sawa.
Over the course of our investigation, we did learn Sawa-sensei was in their class. So if she were in the video, it wouldn't be that surprising. However, we have no evidence that her name was Suzuki back then.
Sharp as ever, Tsukumo. I see I was off with that one. Reiko Kusumoto.
You're thinking of Mitsuru-kun's mother, aren't you? Did you forget we're talking about the girl who's in the video?
Yeah, you messed that up.
But
Mali na
relax.
naman.
Let's refocus
Sorry.
and take it from the top.
I messed that up, didn't I?
Ano si Saori yan? Ano si Saori yan? Ano si Saori,
Yui
no?
Mamiya, the victim in the Ohara harassment case. Suzuki was her last name before getting married.
Okay.
Sawa-sensei also told me that Mitsuru Kusumoto and Mamiya were classmates 13 years ago.
Yep. So we're looking at Yui Mamiya in high school.
Mamiya-san, huh? What's she like underneath it all?
Originally, word got around that Shinya Kawai was the one bullying Mitsuru Kusumoto. After watching this, though, the truth of the matter doesn't quite line up. There were really about 10 bullies involved at the time, and Yui Mamiya was one of them.
Yeah. If this video got leaked, Mamiya and the other students in it would be in deep shit. They're living out their lives like nothing happened, despite being the ones who drove a kid into a coma. If word got out, they'd be crucified by the public. Their jobs, their families, their lives would all change for the worse. Uh-huh. Hey.
I feel bad for Mitsuru-kun. No one helped him, even with everything he was going through.
13 years ago, his mother was still just some nobody working at the Ministry of Health. She seems to have split with her husband and looks after her son on her own now. I don't know all the details, though.
Hey, crazy theory, but what if this husband she left was actually Kuwana-san? And maybe he recorded this to secretly check on his son?
No, Kawana doesn't look like he could have a 30-year-old kid. Let's look for other possibilities. Suspicious. This guy's face is familiar somehow.
Oh, I don't think I've seen him.
I don't know him either. Who is he?
I think I remember him. I saw him at the crime scene where Mikoshiba's body was. He was with more Kurakawa grads. He showed his ID to the Kanagawa detective. I think his name was Akaike.
That gives us an interesting perspective, doesn't it? All the people in this bullying video seem to keep popping up around our case.
Yeah, but the real question is, why was Kawana the one with the video? What the?
If I'm not mistaken, Shinya Kawai was the bully whose name got out to the public.
Yeah. RK was hunting for him in Kamurocho pretty recently, too. I have no doubt the guy in the picture they showed me is the same guy in this video. Once RK came to the conclusion Kawai had been murdered, they came here to Ijincho, hunting down Kawana for whatever reason. Uh-huh. Suspicious.
September 17th, 13 years ago. It's past 4 p.m., so this would be after school.
Oh, wait, this is...
Got something?
I just cross-referenced the date Mitsuru Kusumoto jumped. September 17th.
Oh shit.
That can only mean this video was recorded very shortly before his suicide attempt.
Uh-huh.
The video may have provided some interesting connections, but we still don't have that crucial link. The link being the reason Kawana-san came to possess this, of course.
Right. Kawana's either the one who recorded it himself, or is at least a recipient of the video from the original witness.
Kawana-san and Sawa-sensei knew each other somehow, right? Well, then, maybe Sawa-sensei recorded it 13 years ago, and then had Kawana-san look into it, as one of his handyman requests.
It's possible, but it just feels off.
Why's that?
Because of what Siren's owner said to me.
Okay.
You'll understand once you see what's on the lighter. Both Kawana-kun's past and his purpose.
He said we'll know Kawana's true identity once we watch the video. But that hasn't been the case so far.
Yeah. What identity could we draw from a secret recording of some bullies?
Assuming Kawana's in his early 40s, he would have been about 13 years ago. What if he was a school teacher of the students in the video?
In that case, we should consult the yearbook Segura-shi brought back. The one that was in Sawa-sensei's room? You still have yet to look through it.
That's right. Let me go get it.
The way you're talking, I assume you've already taken a peek?
We have, but unfortunately we didn't find Kawana-san's face among the teachers.
This is the page for Mitsuru Kusumoto's class. Both Sawa-sensei and Mamiya are there too.
So the homeroom teacher was... this guy.
Apparently he witnessed bullies harassing Mitsuru multiple times, yet he would overlook it. All he did was smile and tell them not to overdo it.
It's not Kawana. This is someone else.
We checked the rest of the teachers too, but never spotted Kawana-san.
Mitsuru Kusumoto. This picture doesn't look like it was shot for a yearbook.
Correct. He was most likely already in a coma when photo time rolled around.
Sawa-sensei isn't smiling at all in this.
Huh. She did mention she blew off her class reunion. In fact, she hadn't kept in touch with her classmates at all.
No surprise there. Mitsuru-kun would be bound to come up at some point.
This is Yui Suzuki. She's definitely one of the girls in the video.
Yet another classmate involved with Mitsuru Kusumoto.
Seems like a bunch of the students on this page were in the video, huh?
Yeah, but I can't find Shinya Kawai in here.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. He's not in there.
If I'm not mistaken, Kawai left the school once he started catching flack for being Mitsuru-kun's bully. At least, that's what I read online. No real evidence yet, but it definitely sounds like how it would have played out.
But the truth is, there were more bullies who should have seen consequences besides Kawai. Hey.
The worst part is that his teacher knew. He even talked to the bullies about it, but all he said was, "Don't overdo it." But afterward, the public eviscerated him. He had to quit his teaching job.
Hold on. If he was dismissed...
You figure something out?
The homeroom teacher at the time of the incident did take some flack. He got forced out of teaching.
Yeah? What of it?
If that's the case, couldn't this teacher in the yearbook just be filling in for the other one?
I see. That definitely sounds likely. Let me search for the original teacher's name. There's a chance he won't be the same guy in the yearbook. Just give me a sec. Yagamishi, I found it. The name of Mitsuru Kusumoto's former homeroom teacher. You were right. It wasn't the same teacher in the yearbook. This one's name is Yu Kitakata.
Kitakata?
Huh? Don't tell me that's...
His real name's Kitakata. Ring any bells?
That's Kawana's real name. Soma said it to me once.
So, Kuwana-san was the original homeroom teacher?
I just found a picture. This is Kitakata-sensei from 13 years ago.
It's Kawana.
That's him, all right.
Yeah. Not only that, Sawa-sensei was part of this class, which makes Kawana her homeroom teacher too. This is the link we've been looking for.
Everything is clicked into place. Kawana-san was the linchpin of this case.
So, 13 years ago, Yu Kitakata left teaching behind after Mitsuru-kun's incident, and became Kawana the handyman. That's what made him turn to his uncle at Siren for help. He told me Kawana tried really hard to make it in the underground, had some good reason for it.
For living a life in the shadows? What could that have been?
To get revenge on the bullies. Maybe Kawana blames the fact that he had to quit teaching on the bullies who caused it to happen. Then, maybe all his hatred got aimed at Shinya Kawaii.
Possible. He was abducted 5 years ago by individuals thought to be his acquaintances.
You think one of them was Kawana-san?
I wouldn't rule it out. RK might have learned of Kawana's involvement while searching for Kawaii. Maybe they came to a Gene show so they could get details on the incident from him?
Yes, that would explain RK's arrival in town as well.
Hold up. Individuals who were his acquaintances? Meaning more people besides Kawana-san, right? Could that mean...
You got it.
Yung Bidden sa Jari so far sa rin yung kawa. Wala, ito lang.
We already know this.
Oh. The students in the video?
Individuals acquainted with Kawaii. They certainly fit the bill.
But why would they wind up abducting?
Huh. Maybe Kawana asked for their help? No. He forced them to.
What makes you say that?
Well, Kawana had this on a secret flash drive, right? But to anyone in this video, it would be their worst nightmare for it to show up now. If it did, they'd be busted as bullies who drove a high school kid to suicide.
Thank you, sir, man.
It'd be a real disaster for them if that got out. They'd probably be done for in the public eye.
Which means this video is Kawana's leverage. It's how he
OBS
got them to
Studio
go
pa rin
after
tong
Kawaii.
gamit ko eh. Naglolo ko pa rin yung ano.
You think this is enough leverage to drive people to murder,
Ba't
though?
biglang naglalag ako
Kawaii
ng
was
Stream
killed,
Labs?
RK is the only one saying Kawaii was murdered. No body's been recovered yet either.
Okay, hang on. I'm
Parang
barely
hindi ako
keeping
sanay
up with this.
kanina pag gigising
Yeah.
ako.
It's a bunch of what-ifs stacked on
Na
top of each
nakikita
other.
kita sa Twitch
But
ah.
there
Ba't
is
wala ka sa
somebody who
Twitch
could
kanina,
potentially confirm
Mr.
this.
Sana All?
Who'd that be?
Someone in the video, Mamiya for example, I've met with her at her home. If she was involved with Kawai's abduction, she could probably tell us what we want to know.
I agree. Yagamishi's provided a working theory that ties together the Kamurocho and Ijincho incidents. So if we can get Yui Mamiya to corroborate this, we should be able to extract even more information from her. Perhaps even including Kawana-san's whereabouts.
Yeah. Looks like he hasn't given us the slip just yet.
Man, what the hell is that guy's deal?
Mikoshiba and Sawa-sensei's murders, Ihara's alibi, Kawai's disappearance. Kawana's most likely tied to everything. We'll get all the answers we need if we can find him.
And I guess this is bringing us that much closer?
Hopefully. I should go see Yui Mamiya tomorrow.
You should accompany him, Sugiurashi. Considering we seem to be kicking the investigation into high gear. With Kaito-san out of commission, I'm sure Yagamishi could use a helping hand. I'll be fine right here.
Your call, Tsukumo-kun. I'm cool with whatever.
Thanks for lending him out, Tsukumo.
Ako naman, pagkakain ng tanghalian, bigla ako inantok uli.
Don't underestimate him as a party member.
Nagising na ako ng tanghali.
He can hold his own if you let him.
Pagkakain ng 11:30, pagkakain ng tanghalian ng alas 12. Sinunod lang ako ng Itbulaga, bigla ako inantok. Dire-diretso. Babangon sana ako na alas 5. Tinamad pa rin ako. Nakatulog pa rin uli ako. Oo, tas makulimlim kasi kanina, kaya parang antok na antok pa rin ako kanina. Kakain lang ako. Ngayon, pagkatapos ng dinner, hindi ako na matulog maglaro na ako para masobra na ako, sakit ang likod ko.
You know how they say your life flashes before your eyes when you're dying? That shit's real talk.
You saw it all, huh?
Yeah. There I am, bleeding out. And
Ay, ito,
suddenly I'm
nasaksak
getting the third
kahapon.
degree from Matsugane-san. Back when I was still just a rookie. Captain Hamura stares me down like, time to lose that pinky.
Ayun lang.
Then,
Pero nagkakape ka
gosh,
naman
she
ng walang
starts
sugar,
crying
di
for
ba?
me. Oh, if I'm gonna go, I ought to get a better final scene than that shit, right? Right?
I'm sure it'll be rosier when the time comes for real. Glad you pulled through, man.
That bastard Soma, though. Next time, he's fucked. We could have avenged Sawa-sensei if it weren't for that stupid ambush.
Well, you didn't tell the cops about him, did you?
Had to give the cops a statement, so I did. With a generous side of bullshit.
That'll get you busted, you know.
I'm joking. All I said was the truth. That I got knifed by the same twisted fuck who got Sawa-sensei.
In that case, it's only a matter of time until Soma's arrested. So for now, we'll go after Kawana, the piece that ties it all together. We just have to
Sabi ko
find
yung
him before Arcade
sugot ko doon sa daliri.
Kawana, huh?
Naubos ang lakas ko yata.
He's on my shit list too, just so you know.
Huh?
Kawana must have had some sort of agenda back when he
Ang
first met
sakit.
us. In fact, it's probably because you were looking into Mikoshiba. He palled around with me all because of that. I'm just a sucker of the agency, huh?
I wouldn't say that.
Still. The moment an ass for me to kick turns up, this is the shape I'm in.
Just focus on getting better. Tsukumo will stop by later, too.
What? Sugiura gonna give me the cold shoulder?
He and I are off to question Mamiya. He said he'd drive us from Ijincho and everything.
Sit tight and lalaki. You should head back to Yokohama na. Sure sigara ko. Like tayo sa office. Wow. Ganda. Didrip eh. Halatang nagdidrip yung ano ko eh. Controller eh. Oh. Isang umaalam po. Yeah.
And stay down.
Oh. Oh. Chinoyo. One pork ball. Super extra lang.
Starving. Pretty tasty, thanks.
ありがとうございました。
Pagkatapos. Chinoyo. Oh. Nakakakain na lang. Pag mga appendix talaga.
Really, guys?
Pinakaligaw na. Nakaganti.
And stay down.
Wait. Happy, sir, pag inaantok ka na tulog uli, pahinga mo rin yan kasi madalas ka maaga naglalaro kaya bumabawi yung tulog mo kaya kailangan tulog-tulog din pag may time.
So we have to see Mamiya? I'm ready whenever you are.
Yep, let's go.
All right, let's do this. If your theory is accurate, then Mamiya was involved in both Kawai and Mikoshiba's murders. And even if that's off, we can at least learn more about Kawana-san as a teacher.
Nagda-drop frames ba dyan, Sir Mac? Kasi nag-ano sa akin yung freeze frames missed due to rendering lag. 172 of 68,699, 3%. Nag-i-skip frame siya ng 3%. Sa ano mo, sa screen mo, halata ba? Halata ba yung ano niya, lag niya? 0.3% pala, 0.3%.
Hi, it's Yagami. I dropped by with Genda Law the other day.
Not again.
I have just a few more questions I'd like to ask you.
You told me the last visit would be your only one. Seriously, why do you keep showing up here uninvited? Please, just leave me alone.
I suppose I should mention, I'm here today as a detective, not a lawyer.
So what?
And my partner here is Sugiura. He's with an agency called Yokohama 99.
Never heard of him.
He's based in Ijincho. He's working a case. Maybe you saw it on the news? The murder of Seiryo High teacher Yoko Sawa, killed in her own apartment. You and Sawa-san were classmates in high school, is that correct? After leaving Kurakawa 13 years ago, Sawa-san moved to Ijincho to teach. Are you still there?
What is it you want? I haven't seen Yoko-chan since graduation. Now go. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Maybe you'll remember Kitakata-sensei then. I ran into him at Sawa-sensei's home right before the murder. He was your homeroom teacher at Kurakawa, but resigned after the Mitsuru Kusamoto incident. Just like you, he appears to be connected to Sawa-san.
So why am I being singled out? Can't you just ask someone else?
Believe me, it's a long list. But right now, we're here to find out how Sawa-san got mixed up in all this. You two weren't necessarily on bad terms, were you?
If I had to say, we weren't on the best terms either.
Ah, how convenient. Because that's a perspective I'd like to hear more about as well.
My husband will be home soon. Can you keep it quick?
I'll give it my best shot.
Exactly. Thanks for hearing us out.
Hold on just a moment.
Huh. Wonder what's going on. You don't think she bolted, do you?
Wouldn't count on it.
Should we ring again?
Hindi lang. Thank you, sir. Kasi dito, nakalagay dito, 0.3%. Kasi nero, 0.3%. Dito sa stats ng OBS Studio.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I just wanted to clean up a little.
Is your son home today?
He's at English school right now. I have to pick him up soon.
Doesn't your husband help with any of that? You said he'd be home soon, right?
Excuse me, but you are in no place to make those kinds of comments.
Sorry. Didn't mean to pry.
Well, what is it you want to ask?
Do you remember Mitsuru Kusamoto?
Yes, we were classmates in high school.
He jumped off the school's roof after his classmate Shinya Kawai bullied him. I hear he's still in a coma, 13 years later.
Weren't you going to ask me about Yoko-chan?
I was, but there seemed to be an awful lot of Kurakawa graduates surrounding this case. And strangely enough, they were all in your class. Kitakata-sensei being the prime example, as well as a guy named Akaike-san. Remember him?
Well, you're right. We were in the same class.
And would you say you're all familiar with Mitsuru Kusamoto's situation?
Yes, but that's not a warm memory for any of us.
I understand. I'm sure it's not. Have you been in contact with Kitakata-sensei lately?
I haven't. He's someone I'd rather not have in my life.
Are you surprised that he stayed in Ijincho after resigning from the school?
No, not really.
How about the fact that now he's using an alias?
I had no clue. But again, he has nothing to do with me.
The groping was orchestrated, right?
Excuse you?
When Akihiro Ihara grabbed you on the train, you were in on that, weren't you? The whole thing was a conspiracy, staged to play out as it did.
You need to leave. Right now!
Dude, what gives?
No one would even think to consider a predator and his victim could be accomplices. It's unheard of. But if it was to establish a murder alibi, that's another story, considering how much lighter the sentence is. That way, Ihara got away with killing Mikoshiba, paying only a fraction of the price. But as luck would have it, proving it is going to require you to cooperate with us now.
If you don't get out this second, I am calling the police. I mean it!
It took me quite a long time to figure out how you and Ihara were connected. But once I learned Yokosawa attended Kurakawa, it all started falling into place. She was in your homeroom class. She looked after Toshio Ihara. She was the link to everyone.
Yung tunay na killer doon sa teacher, baka...
But just before I could ask her about any of this, she was murdered by the Kamurocho gang. That same gang has been hunting your old teacher, Kitakata-sensei.
What is it you want from me?
Lamia-san, do you have any idea where Kitakata-sensei could be? He may be Kawana the handyman, but he hasn't answered his work line since Sawa-san's murder.
I don't know! He was my teacher a decade ago. I barely remember his face.
Well, I'm willing to wager Kitakata-sensei still remembers yours. I'll prove it right now.
Oh, God.
See for yourself.
No.
This was recorded at Kurakawa Academy 13 years ago. Feeling nostalgic yet? It was well hidden. Your Kitakata-sensei had it on a USB drive. He really didn't want this thing being seen. The most interesting part is the date. It's the very same day Mitsuru Kusamoto jumped off the school roof. And hanging out in the back, we see you, laughing and cheering right along with the other bullies.
Guess it's safe to say it's a good thing your family wasn't home. Wouldn't exactly want them seeing this, would we?
Has this video come up? Has Kitakata-sensei ever mentioned to you that he had it?
Please. Please delete it.
Considering the angle, I get the feeling that this was recorded in secret. And based on your reaction, did you even know it existed?
You know what happened to Mitsuru-kun. He's been in a coma ever since what you did to him that day. But still, only one of you took the fall. Shinya Kawai took all the blame. Well, sorta, being that he got fired, Kitakata-sensei took heat too. Still, you all just moved right along with your lives. You've even got happy little families. What? Are you expecting someone?
Amiya-san?
Well,
knew it would happen someday.
What do you mean?
Kagmaban yata. Sabi na eh.
Looks like she wanted some company over.
Well, this
You have
turned
some
into a
more,
shit show.
man?
And would you look at that? Our old friend Akaike-san showed up to play a part. So you are all working together.
What should we do with them? They're the jerks who hurt Tsukumo-kun, right?
Break every finger on their hand, it still won't make you even. Come on, they may have more on the way. I have an old haunt in mind we move this to, and Mamiya-san's coming with.
Huh?
Let's not cause a scene, okay? I'd hate for a finger to slip and post this video.
Yeah, Mr. Sana all.
Hey, you think this is your personal jail, Yagami? What makes you think you can keep bringing captives here?
Well, it's the safest spot we know. Doesn't it feel good to be such a reliable friend?
Yeah, Higashi, be cool. We won't be around long.
Be cool? You think time's the issue? This is about respect, man.
What's your call? We kicking him out? Oh, quick bit of news, Higashi-san. Kaito-san got shanked in Yokohama.
What? What the fuck? Kaito Aniki? By who?
You'll know once we're done explaining. Let me introduce you to Mamiya-san first. She called up her friends to come after us just a little bit ago.
Yeah, and I'd do it again.
I don't give a shit about that. What happened to Aniki? You better have paid him back already, Yagami. Fuck those RK assholes. And how could Aniki have let him get to him like that?
Now that Higashi-san's up to speed, should we get to it? I imagine Mamiya-san doesn't want to drag this out.
What do you intend to do with me?
First, you'll tell us everything you know. We'll decide how to deal with you afterward.
Then let's get this over with. What do you want to know?
Let's start with the video. Any thoughts you'd care to share? I found it on a flash drive in Kitakata-sensei's room. Or should I say, Kawana.
Baka may digital ka dyan, pero
I take
naman
it
ang
that means
account.
he's the one who recorded it.
Laruin ko.
Yes.
That means Kawana already knew back then the rest of you were bullies too?
Yes.
If that's the case, then why was Shinya Kawai the only student thrown under the bus for it? Kawana-san didn't show that tape to anyone else?
We had no idea we were even being taped. We didn't find out about the video, or the reason he sat on it so long until way after graduating.
Why exactly did he sit on it for so long?
Kitakata-sensei said he
PM
kept
mo na
it
sa
so
akin, Sir Mac. Malaro ko yung
he
Sekiro
could
mo.
teach us for the rest of our lives.
What?
If that video came out at the time of the incident, I'm sure life would have been hard for us then. After all, Kawai was
Pagkatapos
exposed
sa
online,
pagkatapos din
and that
yung
would
live
mean
ko
millions
to.
of yen in compensation for damages.
Tingin ko yun pag meron.
Yeah, but you guys could have wound up in the same boat.
No. At most, we would have come across as dumb kids he roped into helping him. We might have caught some flack, but people would chalk it up to kids and their cliques and move on. But that's only how it would have gone if it had come out while we were still teenagers.
You're saying circumstances are different now?
I have a child now. A husband, an upscale apartment. If the world sees that tape now, I'll lose it all. And what do you think would happen to my son? The son of a woman who drove a kid to attempt suicide? His life would be ruined. That recording is more than kids being cruel. Mitsuru jumped from the school roof that very night and is still in a coma today.
I get it. You have that much more to lose now than when you were a kid.
Wala, Sir Mac. Wala silang ganun.
Same for all my classmates. Kurokawa Academy is
Ikaw
a
lang ang
prestigious
pag-asa ko
school.
para makalaro
After
ng
all,
ano,
most
Sekiro.
graduates go off to great universities and land high-paying jobs. One started his own company. Others have families.
And they're all in your position too, huh? If that video gets out, they lose everything.
Exactly. Do you get it now? He waited for all of us to get what we wanted in life, just so he could threaten to take it all away. And when that time came, he started contacting us. Every student you see in that video.
When was the first time Kawana approached you?
5 years ago. I was out on a walk with my son when he came strolling up out of the blue. At first, I barely recognized him. His eyes were so hollow. Then, without so much as a word, he took out his phone and played that video. He's a psychopath.
Well, all you kids tormenting Mitsuru looked pretty psychopathic to me.
Oh, and you're so perfect. An angel who never once acted out of line. Never lashed out at someone weaker than you, or sided with the group to shut someone out. Everyone does it. We were just lucky enough to have some creep tape us, picking on some kid who couldn't take it. Why did this have to happen to me?
I'd say it's because bad things happen to bad people. You'll sling your barbs from a safe distance, but once you're on the other side of it, you curl up and play victim.
You said it was 5 years ago that Kawana showed you the video? Reminds me of something Shirosaki-sensei was looking into.
What?
Here
There was this
na.
guy. I think his name was Shinya Kawai. Something about him getting snatched off the streets about 5 years back.
Wala. Hindi ko lang alam kung magkano sa Turkey. Ba't gagastos pa? Mr. Sana All. Pwede namang hindi na gumastos.
Then it was you guys. You're the ones who abducted him in Kamurocho and murdered him.
No, it wasn't us. We could never do something like that.
Wasn't us, huh? So you're not denying he was murdered after all? Who was it then?
All Sensei told us was to find
Mr.
Kawai
Sana
somewhere in
All.
Kamurocho
Ako lang
and bring him back with
naman.
us, no matter what it
PM
took.
mo na sa akin.
Did Kawana tell you what he wanted with him?
He needs to be there when you all beg for forgiveness, is all he said. And if we refused, He leaked the video. So we all went to see Kawhi, but he wanted nothing to do with Sensei. Considering he'd cost him everything, that came as no surprise.
But doing nothing would cost the rest of you everything too.
Yes. So we had to force him into a van. After he put up a fight.
Yeah, that lines up with what the local eyewitnesses said. So then what happened? Nobody's heard from the guy since.
We were directed to bring him to a wharf in Yokohama. And that's where we begged for forgiveness. After that, he said we were free to go. All except Kawhi.
So you left him there alone with Kawana?
We had to. The day after, I got a message on my phone from Sensei.
What did it say?
Nothing. There was only a video. It was of all of us, pushing Kawhi into the van. Turns out he
Hindi na
recorded
Sir
what we
Mac,
did in
ay
the city.
dalawa lang naman ang
You can see all of this
nag-share
so clearly. How we covered
Wala
Kawhi's
naman
mouth as he
iba
screamed for
eh.
help. Even if you
Papayag
know
na
all the
yan.
backstory, the video is a
PM mo na
clear-cut
sa
abduction.
akin.
As I was watching it the first time, another message came in. This time, a picture. When I saw it, I just went cold.
Nagastos ka pa, Sir Mac.
That's when I knew I would
Huwag
never be
na,
able
huwag ka
to
nang
escape him.
gumastos, Sir Mac.
It was a picture of Kawhi.
No, 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 no. No,
Dead.
Sherry.
Anyone who saw those messages would think we killed him after shoving him into the van.
And that's how he got his real leverage on his former students.
Since then, we've been at his beck and call. No matter what he tells us to do, we
It's
wouldn't
not
dare
advisable
refuse
para
him.
gumastos pa lang
Just give
si
me
Kiro
orders.
para kay Daddy kasi hindi naman ako professional na ano eh. Hindi naman ako hardcore gamer.
Murder?
What the hell? Murder who exactly?
Any bullies involved in suicides. That's who Sensei's got it in for. Anyone he can find across the country. He doesn't even care how old the case is. If a student commits suicide, and bullying is suspected as the cause, he'll turn up. As far as I know, counting Kawhi, I think he's killed at least 7 people.
7? How's he doing this?
So his idea of justice is killing bullies? Across the entire country?
He said that's the only way we can atone. Anyone who drives someone to suicide must always face justice. Until society comes to terms with this, he says we'll keep getting our hands dirty. That way, we might be able to save the next few Mitsurus before it's too late for them.
Not sure I should say this out loud, but I'm kind of rooting for this guy now.
Yeah, let's not.
So was the murder of Hiro Mikoshiba part of that agenda? We know Mikoshiba drove Ihara-san to suicide 4 years prior. That has to be why Kawana let Ihara murder him, and how you found your role in establishing his alibi.
Not just me. Grabbing Mikoshiba required a good number of people. All the people who pinned Ihara down. And even the ones who filmed it, they were working for Sensei.
So that's how it went down.
We had an unspoken agreement that we wouldn't directly take part in any killing. He just makes us his accomplices somehow. Like luring a target or digging a hole for a body.
Nag-iisip ka na ba,
But the one
Mr.
thing we
Sana
can't ever do is turn him
all?
down. If we do,
PM mo
he'll
lang
send his
sa
video of us
akin.
abducting Kawhi to the police. And then Kawhi's body will turn up with our fingerprints all over his corpse. And we know that because he's hidden Kawhi's corpse in a freezer somewhere.
He's preserving one of his murder victims?
So as long as he has that, you're wrapped around his finger.
Sounds to me like Kawana's had one thing on his mind for 13 years. Sitting on that video and becoming an Ijincho handyman was all in service of his real motive, killing off bullies. He's dragged all his former students into this hell, until the day it destroys every single one of you.
Is today that day?
We'll see. I'm still curious about a few things, though, if you don't mind.
What?
There are these scumbags chasing down Kuwana called RK. What part did they play? Strangely enough, they never came up once during your confession. So tell me, why'd they come for Yokosawa?
That I don't know for certain. But Sensei did reach out to Yoko-chan about 6 months ago over the phone. He was asking her about the suicide at Serio High.
The suicide at Serio High? You must be talking about Toshiro Ehara.
The lawsuit played out like no bullying took place, right? That the school wasn't responsible. But Yoko-chan was a teacher there, and Sensei was able to get the truth out of her.
How'd he do that? What did he say?
From Yoko-chan's perspective, she and Sensei were both just teachers dealing with students attempting suicide. I think that's why she let her guard down and told them everything. After learning the truth, Sensei believed Mikoshiba needed to be held accountable.
So if Sawa-sensei hadn't talked to him, Ehara wouldn't have gotten involved? And none of this would be happening in Ijincho?
Possibly.
Okay lang, Sir Mac.
No, this isn't right.
Willing to wait
Sawa-sensei
naman.
didn't know Kuwana's identity or his
Sige
objectives.
lang, Sir Mac.
She
No
thought she was just talking
problem.
through her problems with a sympathetic ex-teacher.
Willing to wait.
At the very least, she sure as hell didn't deserve to die for that.
It's not like we're the ones who did it.
Who is it?
Block number. Hello?
Yo, know who this is, Yagami?
Kuwana?
Yeah. I heard you're looking for me.
Where are you?
I'm willing to meet you now if you come alone. But you have to let Mamiya go in exchange.
What?
Alright. She's free as soon as I see you.
Works for me. Then come on down to your office. I thought I'd let myself in.
What?
Gotta say, this chair's pretty comfy.
Pretty sure I locked up behind me when I left.
Listen, I'll only meet you alone. No one else. And don't make me wait long, or I could change my mind.
He told me to meet him alone. You can let Mamiya-san go once I confirm he's there.
You gonna be alright by yourself?
Well, he already knows Mamiya-san's with us. I'm guessing he was watching us from somewhere. And I can't afford to do anything that would piss him off enough to make him disappear.
Got it.
Oh, we'll take care of this end of it. Shouldn't you move your ass?
Copy yung 2K23, no? Iglalaro din pala siya nun. Dapat ituloy mo ulit laro para makapaglaro tayo sa ay PS5 nga pala yung sa'yo. Sorry.
Really, guys?
Ayaw nila mga games ko na RPG at saka Sword game. Alam mo naman, pare-pareho kami mga hindi Souls gamer. Pero siyempre gusto ko rin ma-experience. Kaya nga sabi sa'yo, not advisable para bumili ako ng Sekiro. Kasi gusto ko lang na subukan. Paano ko masayang lang. Hindi ko na siya laruin ulit. Diba? Pag nahirapan ako tapos hindi ko na siya malalaro. Sayang lang yung 500 na kung magsisale man siya ng 500 to 30, diba?
Hope you don't mind, I let myself in. Now, are you gonna hold up your end and release Yui Mamiya?
Ayan. Laro tayo. Basketball tayo, Sir Mac.
Come on. You and I can either try to make this work, or
Dali
neither
lang
of us
yan.
is gonna get what we
Napag-aaralan
want.
mo nga yung mga pari-pari.
So, you gonna make the
Pak
call
sa'yo
or what?
bola, pasa X, shoot circle. Ganun lang. Yung shot bar naman makikita mo kung saan papasok yung shoot mo. Hindi.
I'm with Kawana.
Pag wala naman sa'yo ng bola, yung imbes na shoot ang square, pang-aga, triangle,
Sorry about all
talon.
this, Yagami. Why don't you sit down?
X, switch.
Maybe
Switch
it's
ng
time you
tao.
and I had a heart-to-heart.
Parang ganun din. Pag nasa yung bola, pasa ng
How's
bola,
Kaito
X.
holding up?
Pag wala sa'yo bola, switch ng tao.
Kaito-san's recovering in the hospital. For
R2,
now.
R2 yata,
Sawa
turbo,
Sensei is
para
another
pampabilis
story,
tumakbo.
though.
Ganun lang.
I can
Simple,
hardly
very
believe it.
basic ang mga control.
She was the last person I wanted
Kaya
to get
nga,
mixed
pag
up in
yun ang
all this
nilalaro
shit.
ko, relax na relax
If
ako.
that's the case, why were you already waiting in her
Pag nakahiga
apartment?
na ako, yan, nalaro ako ng NBA.
RK's top men were lying in wait over there to
Kasi kahit
get their hands
nakahiga
on
ako,
you.
relax na relax lang ang aking
So why was she the one lying on the ground?
kamay.
Answer me,
So
Kawana.
ngayon,
Was it because of you?
lungkot, walang 2K24.
Would you feel better if it was?
How dare you?
You're thinking
Lalaway
that if
pa
you
naman
hadn't
akong
stuck your
gumawa
nose in
uli
her
ng
affairs,
FIBA.
she might be
Alam
at
mo
home
na,
grading
yun
her
ang
papers right
pinaka-hype
now. You tell
Ang
me,
pinaka-hype ko.
is that what's eating away at you right
Sa
now?
aking channel is PBA tsaka FIBA.
Because if it is, you're mistaken.
Talaga.
That guilt is mine
Kaya
alone to bear.
buhay.
It's my burden to carry. When I saw on the news that she had been murdered in cold blood, it felt like the whole world had
Tawa
stopped
na sila
spinning to
kay
me.
sponsoran si Chita eh.
I would take it all back right now if I could. But unfortunately, to fix this, I'd need to turn the clock back further than you'd think.
You mean back to when you were a school teacher?
Yeah, basically. Back
Hindi
to
ako
when I still had a
nagsusuperstar
little
doon.
faith
Ano
in
lang
humanity.
ang settings ko lagi, Sir Mac, ano,
Seeing someone's life get cut short, you never really
pro.
bounce back from
Pro
it, do
lang,
you?
pro.
But I don't have to tell you
Rookie,
that.
pro.
I did my homework on you,
Kasi,
Yagami.
di ba, ano yun, Rookie,
It seems
Pro,
you are a fairly
All-Star, tsaka
accomplished
Hall of
lawyer.
Fame.
You
Siyempre,
even
mahihirap
scored a
na yun.
murder
Miski ako, hirap ako sumunod. Kaya,
But
ano
we
lang
both
ako.
know how that
Pangalawa
ended.
sa Rookie, Rookie,
The death
Pro.
of an innocent young
Kasi yung Pro, yun yung tamang-tama talaga. Tamang-tama talagang mga, ano, sa mga stats ng mga NBA player. Kasi pag Hall of Famer, sobrang
You and
hirap
I
na
are the
makashoot
same.
nun. Hindi naman ganun ng
We
mga
both have
NBA
scars.
player na napakaban
And they're
mo
the
sa
type
shoot.
of scars that never fully heal.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
But for Sawa-kun, it was 13 years ago.
Laki yun, ha? Ako,
The
di ko
very day
tinatanggal
before
yun, eh.
Mitsuru
100 plus
Kusumoto
kasi yan, eh,
choked.
NBA.
She stopped me in the hall so she could tell me about how serious the bullying really was. Up until that day,
Laro
I just
tayo
assumed it was boys
ng
being
NBA,
boys,
turuan kita, Sir Mac.
teasing. I figured it was harmless, that they'd get bored with it,
Tumaan na
and then
tayo.
they'd move on.
Download mo rin sa'yo mag-PBA.
I mean,
sir.
come on.
Mag-download mo, tapos
Kawhi had to have been twice the size of Mitsuru. It's not like
panoorin
I'd
mo
seen
yung
any fighting,
tutorial ko ng
so I
PBA.
warned him not to overdo it.
PBA, you know.
And
At hindi
eventually
pwede
he would
two
take
player
the
yata
hint.
dun, eh, pag
Well,
PBA.
according to what I was told, you smirked, actually.
Yeah, I guess that's what I did.
Yung mga ganong settings kasi, Sir Mac, pag mismong
I was too
nasa
late.
competition ka na tao ang
Sawa-kun had to
kalaban
point
mo,
it out.
halimbawa, di ba may pa-contest yung
Sensei,
si L-Tab,
how
ganyan.
could you be so blind?
Siyempre yung Hall
She
of Fame
asked.
mo para talagang
Her
hirap
eyes were
pareho.
this piercing mix of
As
pity
in
and
talagang
scorn.
pagalingan ng skills. Pero
According
kung
to what
tayo
she
mga
told me,
normal lang
nearly
na
half
laro,
the class was
tama na
bullying
yung pro.
Mitsuru. She said she'd seen him at the station. She made it sound like he had half a mind to jump onto the tracks right then and there.
Hindi ako nag-all-star tsaka Hall of Fame.
But back then, I used to think my
Naranasan ko lang
students were
mag-Hall
my
of Fame
biggest fans.
pagkalaro ko sila tsaka kasi gusto nila
I
Hall of
thought
Fame,
I had
masyado
won
silang
their hearts and
magagaling.
minds.
Ako
But the
hindi eh.
look on Sawa-kun's face that day made me see the truth.
Kaya nga sabi sa inyo,
I
ang
couldn't just go on
NBA
smiling like
2K
nothing
ko
happened.
pang ano yan, pang
So
parelax ko
I
yan.
decided to do my
Hindi
homework.
pang pa-stress.
The next day, I put a hidden camera in the classroom after school.
So you admit that you're the one who recorded that video?
Yeah. You saw it, right? Talk about the ugly side of kids. Hard to watch.
Shout out James Robert. Salamat sa
Unfortunately,
pagbisita
by the
mo.
time I picked up the camera and saw what it recorded, Mitsuru had made his jump. I missed him by a few crucial
Thank you sa
moments.
pag-like, James Robert, aka Robert Sapuhan.
What happened in that classroom was the final straw. Later on, all the bullies were asked what happened. Each and every one of them lied. Kawhi started it. It wasn't our idea, they said. To anyone outside of it, all they'd seen was Kawhi forcing Mitsuru to do his bidding. So the people held culpable were Kawhi and myself. The callous homeroom teacher who deliberately turned a blind eye. That was the day I began living my life with real purpose.
So you couldn't
Ayoko
forgive
rin
your
James
students who
Robert,
got
ng
away
Hall of
with
Fame, hindi naman ako
bullying.
ganun
You
kagaling.
went so far.
Gusto ko kasi
You
ma-relax,
put
kaya
aside
pro
your
lang
own
ako.
life
Kung
to make
all-star,
sure they atone somehow.
medyo hirap din ako
That's
sa
right.
all-star eh. Parang hindi nga
Mitsuru
bagay sa
Kusumoto's still a vegetable.
sa stats ng
He's
mga
as good
NBA
as dead.
player.
But I
Stats
don't
ng
care.
naglalaro. Pero
We
yung
have
sa
no right to
ano
forget
ng
about
NBA
him.
player, parang hindi. Kaya tama lang yung
You
pro.
say that, even though Sawa-sensei ended up paying for it. I'll ask you again. Why were you at her apartment the other day? Don't dodge the question this time.
I wouldn't say I dodged it. But I suppose I should explain from the beginning. 4 years ago, there was a suicide at Sawa-kun's school. It was her own student this time. You know this, right? A student at Seiryo High School? Toshiro Ehara.
Yeah.
When she was in court, Sawa-kun had no choice but to say there wasn't any bullying. Soon as she told me that,
Hall of Fame, pag kami competition lang, sasali ka, wala ka magagawa kasi yun ang rules nila. Pero kung tayo-tayo lang,
she had no
so dyan
idea
yan, Sir
about
Mac,
any of that.
i-install niya ulit 2K23,
When
maglalaro
Sawa-kun
kami.
learned Mikoshiba had been murdered, though,
Kami,
she reached out to me
turuan ko Sir
herself.
Mac.
What did she want?
She had a sneaking suspicion that I was involved in his death. She called me a few times, prodding
Abangan
carefully
nyo kami
for
si Sir
answers.
Mac sa ano, sa Twitch.
Quite the
Twitch kami
perceptive lady,
maglalaro.
really.
And? What kind of answers did
Madalas
you give her?
naglalaro ako guys,
I
please
denied
visit
any
my
knowledge of
Twitch
it,
channel.
but at one
Naglalaro
point,
ako doon ng
she
FIBA
mentioned something kind of odd.
na NBA
That
tsaka
there was a
mga
detective at the school already
lumang laro
investigating
like
the incident.
PS2 games, PS3 games,
She meant you,
PS1
of
games.
course. A detective already knee-deep into the case, despite the police barely even
Guys,
knowing
hindi ko
about
na
Mikoshiba.
nag-open yung ano eh. Tawag dito, yung my team ko. Hindi ko na siya na-open kasi madalas kasi nga nilalaro ko yung FIBA. Nagsi-season kasi ako sa FIBA. Eh,
The police are a pain in
82
the
games
ass,
yun.
but when an
Baka
out-of-town
dalawang laro
detective
lang
comes
ako,
sniffing
tulog
around,
na ako.
that's bad. I knew I had to act fast to get you off the trail. Although, Sawa-kun was a problem too. I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone.
Sorry muna guys, wala muna tayong FIBA
First, I found
2K24.
out where
Wala
the two of you would be meeting
wala
up.
tayong sponsor ngayon ng
little
2K24 eh. Nagsawa ng mga tao
I hired the
kaka-sponsor
Leomon
kay
to step
Daddy.
But you put up one hell of a
Kaya,
fight. They had strength in
hintayin
numbers,
lang
but you would
natin.
have taken out the
Baka
whole group if I hadn't
baka
stepped in.
mag-libre yan sa PS Plus.
Nonetheless, my other message went through. At the same time, Sawa-kun was handed a photo of Mikoshiba's final moments. I left that task to someone you know, Yue Mamiya. They hadn't seen each other in 13 years. Sawa-kun had no idea.
The lady in the sunglasses. Yui Mamiya was involved in that too?
Everything I did that night was intended as a warning to Sawa-kun. Although, I guess I didn't have to be so
Shoutout sa ating
extreme
5
about
active
it.
viewers. Don't forget to like our live stream, syempre.
Sawa-sensei
And
was
don't
too
forget to
smart.
share na rin.
She
Thank you
must have
very
started
much.
suspecting that you'd had something to do with Mikoshiba's murder. After all, who else could have known we'd be meeting at that cafe?
Oo naman.
She'd have traced it right back to you.
Ano talaga, nakakalibang talaga yung MBA
Even if
talaga.
Sawa-kun had started to suspect me, I knew she wouldn't sell me out to the cops.
Yan ang laro ko for
The
relaxation.
both of us lost students to suicide on our watch. That said, I couldn't bear the thought of dragging her down into the mess I started, so I scared her off, and I thought she would stay away.
Mr. Sanol, yan talagang
The
pinaka-content
day she
ni,
was killed,
ni
she
James
called to
Robert
ask if we could
Basketball.
speak in person. I could tell something was wrong. She was on the verge of tears the whole call. Then she broke down. I asked her why, of course, but she wouldn't give me a straight answer no matter how I tried to phrase the question.
So then what? Did you just waltz on over there? It doesn't seem like you.
Watch it. You don't know me well enough to say that.
Maybe. But I assume you had some sort of plan going in. Were you gonna confess to her?
Here's the thing. If she'd figured out that I was behind Mikoshiba, and it didn't sit well with her, I would have told her every last detail.
Bro lang ako, Sir Mac. Ayun, si
I think she would
James
have
Robert,
understood
All-Star.
Or at least that's what I had believed. In hindsight, I think she was forced to make that call. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure she'd have rather washed her hands of me. Hard as it is to hear, I think she called me under duress. RK probably had her hostage. That would explain the vague responses. That's probably why her voice was trembling. It's tragic.
You mean it was RK? Why do they want you so badly anyway?
Sabi na Twin Towers.
What? If I knew their angle, I'd be doing more than just scurrying around.
You serious?
Believe me, I'm just as clueless as you are, much as I hate to admit it. Honest, I'm not thrilled that a small army wants my head on a platter. Have you noticed how RK seems to show up at the worst possible times? Someone must be pulling their strings.
Then we're on the same page. At least we agree on something.
Correct, chill lang.
Just a sec.
Pero kung first time ni Sir Mac,
Yeah.
lagay niyo sa rookie
I'm
muna
still over
para
here with
ma-practice
Yagami-san.
niya yung mga
You're not
pindutan.
being tailed by any of his guys, are
Tapos
you?
pag nagamay niya na yung pindutan, o di i-up natin sa pro.
Then I'll meet you right now. That was Mamiya-kun. She said she's free. You guys have been true to your word. Tell Sugiura-kun that I said thank you.
Now you want to go? We still have some business to settle here.
Now remember, I'm the handyman here. Let me do the dirty work. I don't know what else to tell you. But you need to get out while you still can.
If you disappear into the night, I don't want to go busting my ass just to find you again. Before you leave, I'll need some contact info. A phone number would be nice.
Oh, no need for that. As far as I'm concerned, this is goodbye.
I wouldn't count on that.
Habulan ba to? Habulan? Habulan to. Habulan.
You won't get away.
Hold up!
You won't get away.
Waling tumakbo ah. Ubo. One more time.
That was too slow.
Breaking the anchor. Then mga crossover. One more time. One more time.
Hold up! You don't give up!
You won't get away.
Don't you have anything else to do? Hold up! Leave me alone!
You won't get away.
Don't give up! Hold up!
Hindi tumakbo ng malayo talaga. Mabot. Yes, Sir Mac. DGame.
Hold up!
Huling kamakbo ni ano eh.
You won't get away.
Now look at you!
Good na. Dito ka. Pagod ka rin.
Yeah.
Sayang eh, no? Kung sa 2K24, pwede na crossplay eh. Pag alam. PS4. Pag 2K24.
Where'd he go?
Mr. Handyman. Mr. Handyman, where are you?
Kawana!
Puta. Tik pa
You
madali.
guys again. You really need the masks.
Yan naman itong mga mask
Come on,
natin.
Kurokawa kids.
Mask man, kayo lang ang pag-asa.
You heard that, right? The detective here already knows everything.
Kawana!
What are you going to do now? What do you think happens when he spills everything? Sounds like your lives are over, unless you shut him up.
Oh.
But Sensei, you'll finish the job for us, right?
Huh? Is that you, Akaike?
Dato eh, di ba nakita mo na yung mukha niya dito sa bahay ng babae?
Answer me, Sensei!
Sensei?
I know. I'll be the one to finish it. You
Kabot
just
pala
knock
to
it
si
out.
Handyman eh.
Okay then. Time to learn your lesson!
Come on. What kind of lesson is this?
Former student. Stay down. Okay, sakit ang katawan ng harap niyo.
Kawana! Oh no, Kawana!
Wala na naman si Kuwana. Kuwana.
Really?
Pa.
So nice of you to stick around. Mamiya-san.
Pinakawalan ka na.
Well, since Kawana couldn't stay,
Yeah,
sounds like you're not out of the woods just yet, huh?
Huli ka. So, ayan, hanggang dito na lang muna tayo, guys. Thank you very much sa mga tumambay at dumisita. Thank you, Mr. Sana All. Thank you sa iyong pagtambay at pagbisita kay James
Sana
Robert,
all.
aka Robert Sapungan. Thank you sa pagbisita rin. At kay Twin B, salamat sa pagbisita. At kay ano ba pangalan niya siya? Yung una, si Kevin Medina. Yan. Thank you very much sa inyong pagbisita. So, I'm gonna see you again next time. That loves you all. Yeah.